Summer 1985, a time of vibrant culture, iconic music, and sun-drenched days. But beneath the glittering surface, Los Angeles was slowly being paralyzed by a growing, insidious fear. An invisible menace was taking hold. A sinister shadow crept silently through open windows and carelessly unlocked doors, a predator seeking its prey. This terror struck most often in the dead of night, when the city was at its most vulnerable, shrouded in darkness and silence. Whispers began to circulate, hushed tones speaking of a monster, the Night Stalker, a name that sent shivers down spines. The terrifying rumors spread like wildfire, igniting panic and paranoia throughout the sprawling metropolis. His attacks were seemingly random, young, old, men, women. No one, it seemed, was truly safe from his horrifying reach. Homes, once sanctuaries of peace and security, became gruesome scenes of unimaginable horror. The sheer randomness of the attacks meant anyone, anywhere, could be next on his list. Police were utterly overwhelmed by the escalating wave of terror, desperately chasing a phantom who seemed to vanish into thin air, leaving behind only terror and unanswered questions. His calling card, cryptic pentagrams scrawled at the crime scenes, adding a layer of chilling mystique to his already terrifying persona. The city, gripped by fear, locked its doors and windows tight, bought guns for protection, and slept uneasily, haunted by nightmares. The relentless media frenzy only fueled the growing panic, plastering his wild-eyed, haunting face on every newspaper and television screen. The Night Stalker had become a real-life boogeyman, a monster lurking in the shadows of every home, shattering the city's sense of safety and security, leaving behind a trail of broken glass and broken lives. Los Angeles was no longer just the city of angels, a place of dreams and sunshine. It was a city under siege, gripped by fear, and desperately searching for a way out of the encroaching darkness. The Night Stalker was Richard Ramirez, born in El Paso, Texas. His childhood was marked by trauma, a violent father, a head injury, and a cousin who glorified violence. At 13, Richard witnessed his cousin murder his wife, an event that changed him forever. He spiraled into drugs, crime, and obsession with the occult. Satanism became his philosophy, mirroring his growing darkness. He left El Paso for California, carrying his demons with him. Ramirez was now a drifter, untethered and dangerous. The stage was set for his reign of terror. In the sprawling landscape of California, a storm was brewing, a darkness descending. Richard Ramirez, soon to be known as the Night Stalker, unleashed his rage upon unsuspecting communities. His mind, a twisted labyrinth, was fueled by satanic symbols and the raw energy of heavy metal music, shaping his violent ideology and blurring the lines between reality and delusion. Under the cloak of darkness, he broke into homes at night, shattering the sense of safety and security that families held dear. Inside, he engaged in acts of unspeakable horror, murdering, assaulting, and robbing with brutal randomness, leaving behind a trail of devastation and despair. His victims were diverse, spanning different ages, ethnicities, and social backgrounds. No one was spared from his reign of terror, highlighting the indiscriminate nature of his violence. In a chilling display of his warped beliefs, he forced some to swear allegiance to Satan, further desecrating the lives he touched. He left pentagrams as his calling card, a dark signature at each crime scene, taunting law enforcement and instilling fear in the hearts of the public. The city was paralyzed by fear, its vibrant energy replaced by a palpable sense of dread. Residents lived in constant anxiety, never knowing where he'd strike next, turning neighbor against neighbor in suspicion. Police had only a partial fingerprint to work with, a frustratingly small clue in a vast and complex investigation. They also had a shoe print, another piece of the puzzle, but it wasn't enough to bring him to justice. The most pervasive element was fear, gripping the city in its icy grasp. The Night Stalker's unpredictability kept everyone on edge, creating an atmosphere of constant tension and paranoia. For months, Los Angeles lived in terror, its streets deserted, its homes fortified, as residents desperately sought refuge from the darkness. Families of victims and the entire city were desperate for answers, yearning for an end to the nightmare. The hunt for Ramirez became a race against time, with law enforcement pulling out all the stops to capture the elusive predator before he could strike again. The reign of terror that Richard Ramirez unleashed upon Los Angeles finally met its end, not through the meticulous work of law enforcement, but at the hands of the very people he terrorized. Ramirez's capture came at the hands of angry citizens, not police. Recognized on the street, his face plastered across every newspaper and television screen, he was chased down and beaten, a raw display of collective outrage and a desperate need for justice. The mob's fury only subsided until police arrived, intervening to take Ramirez into custody, saving him from certain death at the hands of the enraged crowd. His trial was a spectacle, a media circus that captivated the nation, with every gruesome detail dissected and debated in the public square. Ramirez flaunted satanic symbols and taunted the court, reveling in the attention and solidifying his image as a symbol of pure evil. After a lengthy and emotionally charged trial, he was found guilty of 13 murders, along with a string of other heinous crimes. The only fitting sentence, according to the jury, was death. Ramirez showed no remorse, no hint of regret for the lives he had shattered, telling the court with a chilling smirk, "Big deal. See you in Disneyland." On death row, he became a dark celebrity, his notoriety only growing with each passing year. He even ended up marrying a fan and receiving letters from admirers, a disturbing testament to the twisted allure of evil. He died in prison in 2013, never executed, cheating the justice system of its final act of retribution. The Night Stalker's legacy endures in books, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of society. Documentaries ensuring that his name and his crimes will not be easily forgotten, and nightmares. His story is a chilling reminder of the evil that can hide in plain sight, preying on the innocent and leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The City of Angels survived, but the scars remain, a permanent reminder of the terror that gripped its streets. The summer of 1985 will never be forgotten, forever etched in the collective memory of Los Angeles as a time of fear, paranoia, and ultimately, resilience.